it's Becky and welcome to Glitter and Glue Sticks. In today's video, we're going to make over 4 Dollar Tree foam pumpkins. These are the pumpkins that I'm talking about. They're nice and orange and they have a nub-like thing on top. I'm not really sure what they were thinking with that, but they're going to look a lot cuter when we're done with them. So if you enjoy crafting on a budget, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Now, without further ado, let's get crafting. For our first Dollar Tree pumpkin redo, we're going to be making a white beaded spindle pumpkin. To make this craft, you're going to need one of the foam pumpkins from Dollar Tree, some of the adhesive diamond wrap stickers, white paint, and something for your stem. I used a wood spindle. We're going to start out by cutting your stickers into strips and then place them around all the curved part of your pumpkin. Once we have our stickers all around both sides of our pumpkin, now we're going to use our white paint and color it in. Using an X-Acto knife, cut a hole in one side of your pumpkin and measure how long you need your stem to be. My stem was a little too long, so I cut it down, sanded it, and filled it in with some antiquing wax. And then lastly, use some hot glue to glue it into place. Craft number 1 done. I really like this one. It fits my style perfectly. For our Dollar Tree pumpkin redo number 2, we're going to be making a leopard print pumpkin. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that leopard print is one of my favorites. We're going to first start out by painting our pumpkin white. After our pumpkin is painted white, we're going to use Mod Podge and leopard print tissue paper to attach onto our pumpkin. It's best to tear the tissue paper so the ends are jagged so that they camouflage in to the pumpkin a little bit better. After our pumpkin is covered with our tissue paper, then we're going to put another coat of Mod Podge on it to seal it. Lastly, I got out my stash of pumpkin stems from last year and decided which one I wanted to place on this pumpkin. After I found the perfect one, I glued it on with hot glue. Pumpkin number 2 done. I think I'm going to keep this one in my craft room. For our third Dollar Tree pumpkin redo, we're going to be taking a hula skirt and covering it over our pumpkin. This one turns out super cute. We're going to start out by painting our pumpkin a color close to the hula skirt. Set your pumpkin aside and let it dry. Now let's work on braiding this hula skirt. For each of the braids, we're going to be using 6 pieces of the hula skirt and braiding the 3 strands together. We're going to be doing a traditional braid for this. Left one over the center, then right one over the center. Left one over the center, then right one over the center, and follow that down to the end of the strand. Once we got to the end of the strand, I cinched them together with some clear rubber bands. To attach our pieces of hula skirt, we're going to need to cut 2 holes in our pumpkin, a round one in the top and a round one in the bottom. Glue the top end of your hula skirt into the top hole of the pumpkin and then glue it down into the bottom end, and then cut it, secure it with some rubber bands, and do that same process for the other side. Continue working your way around the pumpkin until all of it is covered with the braided hula skirt. Once the majority of your pumpkin is covered in with the hula skirt, you might want to switch over to a 3-strand braid to get the smaller areas versus the 6-strand braids that we originally did. My stem for this pumpkin I made out of a cinnamon stick. I found one the size that I want, attached it in the hole, and glued it with some hot glue. After the stem was on, I thought it needed something a little more, so I decided to make it a finger bow out of some twine. Pumpkin number 3 is done. I really like the texture on this one. For our Dollar Tree pumpkin redo number 4, we're going to be making a yarn pumpkin. We're going to start by cutting our circle hole in the top and the bottom. This pumpkin follows the same steps as our hula skirt pumpkin. Glue it on the top, attach it, take it down to the bottom hole, attach it, and then follow that steps working our way around. If I had this one to do over again, I would have definitely painted the pumpkin white so I didn't have to bunch the yarn so closely together. Once our pumpkin was fully covered with the yarn, I thought it needed to be a little bit fuller, so I went over it a few more times with the yarn. For this stem, I used the wood part of a foam paintbrush and covered it with some twine. Lastly, I glued on a wood flower and some lamb's ear petals to dress it up. Dollar Tree pumpkin number 4 done. I think this one is my favorite. It is so pretty. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Have a great week.